All right, guys, we did our keys to victory. Now it's prediction time. So let's get into it. So give me your score and how you see the game playing out. Trevor, we'll start with you. What's your score prediction for this game? I lied to people. He didn't actually say 60 points.
Nope.
What's your score prediction and how do you see this game playing out?
Score prediction is going to be 59. No, score prediction is going to be 27-13.
I told you it wasn't
Notre Dame.
60.
Nope, it was not. No. I have 27-13 Notre Dame. I think the offense is going to come out with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder to the point where I could see something where if Notre Dame wins the coin toss, I could see them asking for the ball first to receive. Go down, prove a point. I think the offense gets jump-started a little bit. I do not think that they break the 30 threshold this week, but I think in the postgame show, they're going to give us a lot to talk about from a first step in the recovery process, whatever you want to call it, to finish out the rest of the season. I think the offense is going to play well enough where Purdue will have to play into the hands of the strength of Notre Dame's defense, which is its passing defense. So that's what I got for the prediction.
If the game plays out how you think it will, Trevor, who gets your game ball in the locker room on Saturday?
With all to be honest with you, after all the scrutiny that he heard the last couple of weeks, if Riley Leonard comes out and plays a good game, the pass game opens up for fighting through the adversity, and with this stuff going on with his posterior labrum, I think game ball would go to Riley Leonard.
Ryan, what say you? What's your score? How do you see the game playing out?
I have 31-17 Irish in this game. That 31 is included with a defensive touchdown for the Irish, so I am not predicting that it's going to be 31 offensive points for Notre Dame. I think that it is going to be a little bit of I don't want to say frustrating game for Notre Dame, but I do think that Notre Dame is actually going to be able to loosen up the defense enough for Purdue early on where they're going to be able to run the football a little bit in this game. I think this is finally a game where we see the full scope of Jeremiah Love, like hopefully a couple flare screens, a couple instances of him in the passing game in this one. Don't give him the ball one time after hurdling a couple defenders on his way to the end zone, right? Like, let's keep feeding the monster a little bit. So I think that you're going to be able to open it up enough to get the run game going. And I think that the Notre Dame defense is a little bit of a wake-up call. Purdue gets a touchdown late to make it look like it was a little bit more of a better outing offensively, and Notre Dame puts one on the board via pick six. So I'm going to say 31-17 Notre Dame, buoyed slightly by a good defensive outing from the Irish.
And who gets your game ball?
Jeremiah Love, baby, gets 20 touches this week and goes well over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Give me J Love.
So I'm going to make 2 predictions. Number 1, I'm going to predict how I think it's going to go. And number 2, I'm going to predict how it could go if Notre Dame figures it out this week. Number 1, how I think it's going to go, I'm going 24-17. They got to show me that they're not the same. We don't care. We have no ability to punch back. We have no answers. We're going to get bullied in the trenches type of team. They have to show it to me. I'm not going to just, they've done this in the past and then they bounce back the next week. No, this was different in my opinion, because there's one thing that, like, State didn't have focus against Stanford. Stanford didn't kick the crap out of them in the trenches. And again, this is a MAC opponent, a good MAC opponent, but a MAC opponent. And so I need to see that. So I could see it being a grinded out game, a lot of missed opportunities. Defense kind of bows up a little bit late, make some stops, and offense. I don't think it's a game where we watch it and we think Notre Dame's going to lose, but it's just a game where they let Purdue hang around is more of how it's going to go based on – I think they're going to respond to last week, but I'm not confident that the response is going to be what we hope. Now, here's how the game should go and could go if Notre Dame does what we talk about, if they come out more aggressive on offense, if they build the game plan more around how do we get our best players to football as opposed to here's the schemes that we like. If the quarterback, whoever it is, comes out and just, hey, be willing to take some shots, find the open receiver, have confidence in what we're calling, have confidence in your teammates, and the defense comes out with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. And I honestly, at this week, I don't care who they're mad at. That's more of a long-term problem. I just want to be mad. And if you get something like that, then this honestly, guys, in all reality, this should be a 38-13 game. That's how a 41-13 game. That's how it should go. But this team now has to earn back that trust from me, from you guys, from the fan base, because I promise you a week ago, if I'd have taken a poll from the two of you about what we think the score is going to be, on this Saturday before the Northern Illinois game was played, I'd be willing to bet what I'm paying Ryan right now. So I don't like to bet, so I can't bet my own money. That your scores would have been more convincing. Am I right? So they got to earn that trust back. But I won't be shocked if this team comes out and does that, because they're still the better team. And Ryan, you talked about it. Trevor, you talked about it. There's a big difference in athletes in this game. Right now, Purdue, I think the way Notre Dame is playing, can go toe-to-toe with Notre Dame in the trenches. And that's a different show for a different day, that a coach who keeps saying we're going to be a line-driven team has yet to be able to really create that with any consistency on either side of the ball. And that's something they got to figure out. And so they're going to have to do that. But I do think that if it comes down to an athlete-on-athlete game, it'll be just like Purdue last year. When they played teams with perimeter athletes, they got worked. And that's how this game should go. And but we'll see if Notre Dame can figure that out. So anyways, guys, thanks for your predictions, guys. Appreciate y'all being with us. Anything final for the folks here before we move on to some of the national games?
Nope. Just thank you guys as always for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Ryan, you'll be back. And Ryan, you guys will both be back on Saturday for the post-game show. So make sure everybody's ready for that. I am going to be driving home from Purdue. I will not be on the post-game show. I said I wasn't going to be on it last week, and I said I wasn't going to be on it after A&M. I am definitely not going to be on it this week, because I'm going to be in a car driving back from West Lafayette. So you guys, I know, will do a great job. My dad called me. He goes like, hey, the guys are crushing the post-game show right now. So he starts telling me about all the points you guys are making. So I know you guys will do another great job this week. But hopefully we're all in better spirits and Notre Dame gets a win. So Trevor, Ryan, thanks everybody. We're going to have some college football talk next with Bill Bender. But that is the Notre Dame Breakdown. And thank you guys for joining us on this edition of the Irish Breakdown Podcast.